Yeah, let's get started. Jen comes in, we'll catch him up. Sound good? All right, it's 6:31 p.m., July 17th, 2019. I'd like to call tonight's session of the City of Delaware Planning Commission to order. Could the clerk please read the roll?
Mr. Badger?
Here.
Mr. Halter? Mr. Prawl? Mr. Volnick?
Here.
Mayor Riggle?
Here.
Vice Chairman Mansoris?
Here.
Chairman Simpson?
Here.
Move to excuse Mr. Prawl and Mr. Halter.
Motion by Mr. Badger,
Second.
second by Mr. Volnick.
Mr. Badger?
Yes.
Mr. Volnick?
Yes.
Mayor Riggle?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Mansoris?
Yes.
Chairman Simpson?
Yes. All right, next order of business, election of officers. From a procedural standpoint, I can't remember how we did it last year.
2 years ago almost, wasn't it?
Was it 2
Was
years?
it two?
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I thought,
It wasn't last year. So
It
had to be-
wasn't?
No.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I think we do it
I think it was.
Yeah,
I
we
think
do
it was
it
yearly.
yearly.
I think it's yearly.
Does it just feel that long? Did it feel like 2 years?
I remember moving the existing slate of officers be kept, and that's how it went, I believe.
Yeah.
I'll
we
do
lost
that
Lance
again too,
already.
if you're all happy with that.
You're welcome to.
Am I welcome to take it? There's no like weird thing where I should pass it over if I do like a conflict of interest?
Just, you can ask if there's
Is there anyone else that would like it? That's that question.
Yeah, is there anyone else who would like chairperson?
George, you're ambitious, but.
Hold me back. Hold me back.
Or vice chairperson? We don't have to go in order.
Yeah.
Open for discussion?
I think you two do a great job.
I like the current slate of officers.
No, and I'm not saying that facetiously. I really do mean it. We've had some crazy meetings, and you guys do a really great job. So
They're
it's
fun.
yeah. So I think that that's a good reason to keep you going in that position, just because it's not going to get easier right now. So yeah, yeah, we're due for one.
Do you want to do it again?
Yeah, that's a good question too.
Yeah, I'm good. After last year's challenge, it was fun. I would do it again.
Do you want to do it again?
Sure.
So, just ask if someone wants to make a motion?
If anyone would like to make a motion.
Do we need to do it, can we just do it both, say, move the same slate of officers?
I don't see why not.
Sure.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Badger, second by Mr. Mansoros.
Mr. Badger?
Yes.
Mr. Volnick?
Yes.
Mayor Riggle?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Mansoris?
Yes.
Chairman Simpson?
Yes,
That was
All right.
easy, and I like easy.
that was easy for sure. Item number 3 on the agenda, the approval of the motion summary of the Planning Commission meeting held on June 5th, 2019, as recorded and transcribed. What is the wish of the commission?
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
Motion to approve by Mayor Riggle,
Second.
second by Mr. Mansoros.
Mr. Badger?
I abstained as I was absent.
Mr. Volnick?
Yes.
Mayor Riggle?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Mansoris?
Yes.
Chairman Simpson?
Yes. Moving on to item number 4, regular business. Could the clerk please read item A into the record?
Item A, 2019-1389, a request by Stronghold Construction for approval of a combined preliminary and final development plan for Stronghold Industrial Park located at 1327 London Road on approximately 6.2 acres zoned M2, General Manufacturing District.
Yes, Mr. Chair. The site is located on the south side of London Road, just north of Pittsburgh and Johnson Drive. It's zoned M2, General Manufacturing. In the western, almost the entire site's in the Airport Overlay District. This is aerial. Presently, there's a existing single-family house located here. The rest of it is vacant. There is a drive that extends from London Road down to the existing single-family house. The owner purchased this back in 2018 with the intent of moving his business there. He's proposing about a 10,000 square foot office warehouse building and about a 3,600 storage building in the southern portion of the site in this area. His plans are in for engineering review. It's being reviewed as we speak. The access to the site would be from where it's currently at on London Road. However, the city engineer would require that to be realigned with London Road. And the existing drive would be widened to 24 feet, and it would extend into south into about a 28 space parking lot in that area. The office building itself, office warehouse would be in the southeastern portion, and the storage would be just east of that. From an emergency access perspective, there'd be emergency access for fire department and emergency that would extend into the data bus facility that's located just east of the site. Also, our code requires a sidewalk along London Road. However, because London Road's identified for a bike path in the future, staff would recommend that that would be a payment in lieu, and that would be per the city engineer and the applicant to work out those numbers. Also, from a zoning perspective, the existing single-family house would remain. It's been a house that's been occupied for several years. It's a legal non-conforming use and would be allowed. However, if it's vacant for more than a year, you'd lose the non-conforming of the single-family house. As I said, there'd be a 28 car parking lot, space parking lot, just east of the office and north of the storage area. Just south of the storage area is what the applicant calls a laydown area, and it would be it'd be constructed of some type of gravel that would have to be dustless per the city engineer's approval. We've allowed this application in other industrial type uses in the city, so it's fairly typical for them. They're also proposing a 49 space practice tower, training tower. I'll let the applicant describe what his business is that when he gets the opportunity, but that's apparently needed for the site. There's a detention basin, dry detention basin located just north of the parking lot. There's an existing creek that bisects the site in the east-west direction. And the north of that is just vacant land. He could expand his business there, or in the future he could create another outlot and sell that. It gives him some options as he moves forward with his business. From a tree removal replacement perspective, indicated no trees will be removed in the construction of the site. Several would be preserved around the existing house. There's at least a 5-foot diameter tree back there it's incredible how big it is. So we're happy that he's preserving them. And also along the western property line and the southern property line, there'd be some trees that would be preserved. If any of the trees come out, he'd have to replace, during construction, have to replace it per our chapter 1168 code. Landscaping and screening. Street trees would be required along London Road. That'd be 11 trees that would have to be installed. He's proposing shade tree and parking lot landscaping trees around the parking lot. He meets that requirement. Because he's adjacent to manufacturing, no other buffering is required for this development. Signs, they're not proposing any signage, but he identified a spot on London Road where a potential ground sign could be approved in the future. It would have to meet all our zoning requirements, setback and size and illumination and the like. Lighting for the parking lot, he's proposing to do it from wall packs from the buildings. Our chief building official needs to review that foot candle plan to ensure it's appropriate. If not, you'd have to install light poles per our code. And as I indicated earlier, it's in the airport overlay district. They would have to meet all the FAA requirements and approval from them before we would allow any construction on this site. Staff recommends approval with 13 conditions. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. And I'm sorry I didn't get to the buildings, but they are. Their office warehouse is it's a simple metal building with a pitched roof. You have the office, which would be on the northern portion of this building, and the southern would be the overhead doors, and the outbuilding would be similar with overhead doors, metal building with a pitched roof. I think the building would be beige in color and the roof would be green as shown. So that's pretty typical for our industrial uses, and he's at least, I think, 300 feet from London Road. Can't really see it, it's buffered from trees in the lake, so.
Right.
Now I'm complete my presentation.
Any questions for staff? Seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do have one, a little, for the fire truck access, what's beside that, where's it gonna go to?
That extends into the data bus facility through here. That would go
Okay.
out to this, I think it's Johnson Court maybe?
Yeah.
It extends to.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I'll invite the applicant to come up. If you gentlemen could just state your name and your address for the record when you reach the podium.
Doug Kepfer, 35 Grace Drive, Powell, Ohio.
Chris Tevy, Tevy Civil Engineering, 4700 Lakehurst Court, Dublin, Ohio.
Do you have anything to add to staff's presentation? Or any comments you want to make, any concerns over the recommendations?
Do you want to talk about what you do? I don't think we have any concerns about.
We try to stay within the zoning M2. We're gonna bring about $1 million worth of payroll
Mhm.
into the city.
Thank you.
We're currently, and a lot of our employees come from this area, we're currently in Powell. We're a large diameter driller. We do piers, cell towers,
Mhm.
transmission lines, things like that.
Okay.
We also erect them, that's what the tower is for, is to train our climbers. So we have a full force of com-trained climbers and rescue climbers. So that was one thing I talked to the fire department about, is we can train them, because we climb 1,200 feet, no
Mhm.
problem, kind of, the guys are, so that's.
God bless you.
And then we also are, we drill over 100 feet, so we're confined space
Yeah.
down. Most municipalities have no idea how to rescue that deep. We have to know that, because we
Mhm.
drill it every day, or, a lot, and so we're trained, and we're based here, but we do a national.
Mhm.
So
Interesting.
So those training towers, how tall are they gonna be?
Yeah, we'll keep it under the airport, 40,
It has to be
49.
49, it has to be under 50.
Okay.
Mm.
And you've had communications with the airport and the FAA already?
Well, that's what their requirements
Okay.
are, and we're gonna have to basically ask them and get the FFA 1, I think it is,
Yeah.
the -1, so we'll apply for that.
Mhm.
And if we have to go lower, we can, I have access to towers.
Mhm.
We also take towers down, and we have done stuff for the city, taking towers down. So,
Nice and secluded back there. When I drove back there today, I almost hit the curb on the little narrow bridge. Not very visible.
Did you see the tree Lance mentioned?
Yeah.
Gigantic tree, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to preserve that.
And are you just gonna rent the house out, or?
it's rented out, yes.
It is rented, okay.
Yes.
So if you're only going up 49 feet, and these people go up 1,200, how's that gonna help?
Mostly it's for rescue, and you only need to be 12 feet off the ground for rescue. I mean, if you hang upside down for more than, 9, 10 minutes, you start having trouble. So we like to keep them low for training.
Okay.
I'd like to go higher, but we can't.
Right.
And they get scared, whenever we have a new employee going through training, we will take them out to a tower and get them above tree line. That's when they freeze. That's when we know they're either good or, they're either ground guys or tower guys.
Yeah. Any other questions for the applicant?
Nope.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. There's no one in the public tonight to comment on this case, so I'll ask the commission, what is the wish of the commission?
I'll move to approve request 2019-1389 with all staff conditions.
I have a motion by Mr. Badger,
Second.
a second by Mr. Volnick.
Mr. Badger?
Yes.
Mr. Halter?
I'm going to abstain because I just got here. I did read it, and I think it's a good project.
Mr. Volnick?
Yes.
Mayor Riggle?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Mansoris?
Yes.
Chairman Simpson?
Yes. Motion carries. Good luck, gentlemen.
Welcome to town.
Yeah.
This will go to council Monday night. So I would make accommodations to be here, somebody be here. Monday night, this will go to council. Yes. Yes.
Are we just gonna do first reading, or would you guys put it at?
It's a first reading, it's
Yeah.
whether you'll take action or not. We talked about that,
Right.
being a combined.
You should probably come. It's a short agenda, so that meeting starts at 7.
Council may take action, they usually go to 2 readings, but you just, sometimes more.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chris, yeah.
Do we need a motion to let Jim back in?
What'd you say?
I said, do we need a motion to let Jim back in?
He's
Oh, no,
always
he just spilled
welcome.
his coffee.
No, I think I've done everything I can do now.
Okay, planning director's report, I imagine will be short tonight?
Yeah, really nothing. We're in our new offices. We moved in there about 3 weeks ago, so if anybody wants to need a tour, I'm happy to give you one, or.
I would actually like to check it out.
I
That'd be
would like
great.
to see it.
That'd be great. So, commission member comments and discussion. Start your way and we'll work our way around.
No real major comments, but something like this is really cool, seeing people coming from Powell to wanna come here.
That is really cool, by the way.
That's a cool,
Yes,
so
it
great
is.
job. We always shower it, but this is a awesome place to live. It's so cool to be a part of this. It's one thing, right? But all the stuff going on with West William, yeah, it's a headache, but this is part of a growing town, and
Absolutely.
it's great. I live on the east side, so I'm dealing with it, but there's ways around. We got it. So
There's
yeah.
ways around.
So, but like that, it's cool. It's exciting,
Mhm.
and thanks guys for all you do. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Jim?
I have nothing, except I really did try to get here on time.
Oh, you're fine.
But the other meeting ran a lot longer than this one was going to.
All right.
So what is up on I guess would be August?
August 7th agenda. Right now, Coughlin Crossing, they're coming in, I think 6-8 months ago, we had a concept review for them to switch their retention pond along US 23. They're coming in to advance that. Then also in sub-area 2 along Stratford Road, instead of single family, they're proposing apartments there. So it's gonna be, they want a rezoning to the code, amendment to the code, and preliminary plan for the apartments and the outline.
You say that's the, part of the new shopping center, or did I miss something there?
That's Coughlin's Crossing.
They
Along
wanna
Stratford.
do
Apart-
multifamily.
Multifamily along Stratford Road instead of single family as
Actually makes
originally
sense,
approved.
yes, me.
Yeah. That might bring some
I know
folks
you're gonna
in.
catch
It
on.
could, it's,
You think?
Yeah.
they're pretty high quality buildings, so.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Is the,
High quality buildings,
and I
high
know I'm
quality
speaking out of
rent.
turn, but is the car wash going in?
Yes,
Is it? Okay.
yes. They have to make the connection to US 23. The road's not connected yet, and I think that might be holding some of the project up.
They started doing some work down there. I saw signal crew in there anyway.
Yeah.
I think Jess Howard or somebody was. I think.
When you're going down 23, it's hard to really see in there,
It
okay?
is.
It is.
And, but I know when they came in, they were hoping to be open by about now, I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah,
But I figured there was probably some building utility problems. and stuff like that.
there's some utility issues out there also.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things occurred out there I don't think they were planning on throughout the last 2 years, so hopefully it gets worked through in the next few months and you start seeing uses out there.
I've never seen anybody pour money into a place like that with nobody down there. I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's great.
Tough to do from a fiscal perspective.
Deep pockets.
Also,
I think they'll do well down there. They just
They
gotta
will.
get, they gotta get something started and then,
Right.
you know.
Also 50 West Williams Street, where the, well, what, next to the school here, used to be a pulp smoothie, or wanted to be a pulp smoothie and vacant building.
Yeah.
Ladies coming in and families coming in and removing the building and put a, 2-story building on there. One would be aerobics class fitness center, first floor, and an apartment on the second floor. It needs to be rezoned, it's zoned commercial now, it would need to be rezoned to, B2 to allow the second floor use, residential use. It's actually going to Historic Planning Commission, or Historic Preservation Commission next Wednesday for building approval. Then it'd be in front of us August 7th for rezoning and combined preliminary and final
Where is this at
development
again,
plan.
on William Street?
50 West William,
It's like right adjacent to the school, right?
yeah, right next to the
West.
school, right on the
Yeah.
corner.
Oh,
William
right,
Street.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, at
over
the
here.
corner
By the
of
basketball
Oh, at the
courts.
corner?
Franklin and,
Yeah.
Right,
The old-
okay, where everybody else has tried to go in and nobody's been able to
The
do
old
anything?
printing building, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty, yeah.
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 Okay.
So they've already been to HPC once and got
They
denied.
had concept plan review. They took the comments, they're gonna come back in front of them next Wednesday. They made some revisions. It appears hopefully they're meeting halfway on this,
Mm.
so,
That meeting's Wednesday, you said,
yes,
6:30?
correct.
Okay.
Is there gonna be a parking problem there?
yeah, I was gonna ask,
Mm.
gonna be parking
To
issue?
say the least.
Well,
For
they
the
have
apartment?
they have existing parking there now.
Mhm.
There's gonna be a garage space. Actually, her mother would likely move into that. Be a garage space and an elevator up to the second floor.
Did you read that about no parking minimums, just?
Yes, how about that?
Yeah.
Nobody needs to park anymore.
So, it's a pretty unique project.
Yeah.
And, taking an eyesore away is, the most
A lot
important.
of
part.
hurdles to jump through to make
Right.
it happen, though.
And they had, it was an old former gas station, so they had to do environmental work, and
Mm.
they've been on it for about a year, so it's, yes. Right now, those are the 2 items. There might be a third item moving forward, but I'm not sure yet.
That's all I got. Thanks, Lynn.
As always, great job preparing everything, keeping it light for us on this hot July evening. I wanted to
nice.
ask, what's going into the old Goodyear tire building?
R&N Tire Service.
Yeah.
Another tire
Yeah,
service, okay.
Auto place.
That's-
I think they're
that's
from
perfect for
the
building.
south. They're a franchise from the south, I believe.
Okay.
Coming up here. I think there's one in Marion, I think is what they said.
Okay.
A few others around.
That's all I had. So our next regularly scheduled meeting is Wednesday, August 7th.
Correct.
If you have any scheduling conflicts, just let Elaine know. And we will adjourn this evening at 6:54 PM. That was fast.